Hi everyone, welcome back to another Daily Dose of Hope. My name's Jody Burgin. Life has changed with the COVID-19 pandemic. Painful for some, hard for many, stressful for all. Although you may be well aware that stress is linked with the 6 leading causes of death in the United States, stress can also be a good thing if you know how to use it. According to researchers Thomas and Allie Crum, stress can cause the human brain to use more of its capabilities, to heighten our awareness, to discover new perspectives, to increase productivity, and even accelerate change. In the creation of man and woman, God made a choice. He could have made these magnificent creations nothing more than just a puppet on a string that was at the complete control of the puppet master. That option was unacceptable to God, so instead, He embedded these splendid beings with capacity to choose. He gave us agency to change. We have the God-given ability to learn, to grow, to change the trajectory of our life at any time. Sadly, some of us don't pivot until change forces us to make a change. That's where stress comes in. A stress-inducing crisis is a horrible thing to waste, so don't waste a crisis. It can be the fuel you need to pivot, to change. Now, the Crumbs offer a 3-step approach to responding to stress. They say, first of all, to see it. Rather than denying it, they recommend naming it. For example, I'm stressed about my health and safety, or I'm stressed about my finances, or I'm stressed about my kids. One friend told me that they had to expel their kids from homeschool recently. Mindfulness about our stress releases us from its grip, and it shifts our focus to pursue more productive responses. So the first thing they say is to see it. The second thing they say is to own it, We stress more about things that really matter to us. So owning it unleashes the motivation because it's very important to us. They use a metaphor to describe this by saying it's just a cold, dark night on the side of Everest. Climbing Everest is not a walk in the park. What else would you expect if you're climbing Mount Everest? So during this coronavirus pandemic, maintaining health, finding financial stability, educating our children, it's not going to be easy. Just own that. This is just a cold, dark night on the side of Everest. The third thing they suggest is use it. Stress helps boost the body and the mind into these enhanced functioning modes. Stress pumps energy. It gives us more alertness. It makes us sharp, more in our focus. Stress just creates hormones in our bodies, such as adrenaline that races through our body and dopamine that goes into our brain. History is marked by people who've used stress as a springboard instead of allowing it to paralyze them. For example, Walt Disney was fired from the Kansas City Star because his editor felt he lacked imagination and had no good ideas. Stress, it resulted in a pivot for Mr. Disney, and he created the happiest place on earth. Thomas Edison's teachers told him that he was too stupid to learn anything. Well, thank Mr. Edison for using stress in an appropriate way every time you turn on a light bulb. A young Henry Ford ruined his reputation with a couple of failed automobile businesses. Be grateful for that stress in his life the next time you crank your automobile. Before Bill Gates was one of the most successful and richest men in the world, he was a Harvard dropout and a failed business owner. That stress resulted in a pivot. He started Microsoft, and he changed the world. During stressful times, God may very well birth fresh thinking, unique passions in your heart for a reason. Pay attention to those innovative thoughts that are coming to you these days. And with the urgency of a rock left in your shoe that you haven't stopped to take out, act on that ache because of these stressful times. See it, own it, use it. Whatever it looks like, figure out what you are made to do, and then do a lot of that. Sometimes stress means it's time for a change. And everything changes when we start to see stress as a good thing.